Hi, it is April. It's April 20th. It's a Monday after a very long weekend, for me at least, of catching up on grading. I am very pleased to say that I enjoyed immensely your American Parade papers. Well done, by the way. Those papers were the best written of the bunch. I enjoyed reading them tremendously. I have found in the past that this particular essay, and some of you even mentioned it in the emails you sent me, this particular essay is difficult to read. This particular essay talks about change, social change in 19th century America, an important topic for sure. Most of you brought up the issues of ethnicity, immigration, industrialization, gender issues. Who knew? So very good job, very good work. I particularly thought that, again, these papers were very well written, very well organized, and you were able to bring in really good examples, not only from Ryan's essay, but also examples from other places that you've been, other research that you've done. So well done. I appreciate all the effort that went into that. The other things that I just finished this morning are the papers on, or the presentations on creolization, and that was Ivor Miller's graffiti article. Again, New York, 1970s, 60s and 70s, but mostly 70s right into the 80s. And you all went out to various places. Some of you were in Europe, some of you are in Heston, some of you are in Wichita, some of you were in Winfield, Kansas City, and there were terrific examples all the way around. Great photography, by the way, thank you. Some of you went above and beyond. But the thing that I found particularly strong about those creolization papers is that you all made a terrific effort to analyze what Miller was up to, whether it was about communication, whether it was about the art being in motion, that you really, the whole idea of what creolization is, bringing in commercial images, adding to art. Is the artist trying to identify himself or herself? One of you actually got an artist or a vandal in action. So fantastic. You guys did a terrific job there, but you absolutely brought in the elements that Miller was trying to do. You brought in those elements, plus you brought in goals for this course, this whole idea of what the creative spirit is supposed to be. Why is that part of your gen ed, etc. You guys were able to bring in two, you might think of them as really diverse subsets, right? A guy working on graffiti in New York, you guys working on a gen ed core course in Wichita, Kansas at a Catholic university. You were able to connect the two quite well. That's what I'm hoping to see you do on your process paper for your final project. That gets us to our next topic. So here we go. You have one more giant assignment. Well, you've actually already done a lot of work on it. Yeah. So here we go. Please go to the content file at Blackboard. Please go to the area that has the projects in it and read it one more time, that final project. You've already done the identification, you've identified the one, you've explored a topic, you've already done the budgeting, looking for the budget. Now it's time to put all that plus your analysis together in one final paper. Here we go. It's supposed to be a 2 to 3 page paper, typed double-spaced, 2 to 3 page paper. Some of you will go a little longer. And the idea is pull in all the work you've already done. And now we're going to add that analysis. As I said before, with regard to your creolization project and your American Parade paper, you're writing very well, and you're also bringing in lots of excellent analysis where not only do you identify the goal or identify what the theme is, but you're also explaining how, why, what do you mean? Yep. So that's what we want you to do. So pull out that assignment, take a look at it. And there are several things we want you to do. Number one, well, first off, think of this as a comprehensive final exam, right? Where you're pulling the whole class together on your theme, though. So it's limited in that regard. So the first thing you want to do in this paper is you want to, well, you don't have to do it first off, but however you want to present it, you want to identify your inspiration. Why have you chosen this particular topic? Please remember, we're also trying to look for how this venue, how this event that you're looking at helps to identify the city or the community, the county, the state, whatever you wound up with, how it identifies the community that supports it, right? Why does the community use tax dollars for it? Why does the community continue to give and give of their personal funds, their personal treasure for this venue, for this event? You're next to identify 3 goals. You've already done so. You've identified 3 goals already, but you may change them based upon all the work you've been doing, all the research you've been doing, and that's fine. That's fine. So you may change those 3 goals. That's cool. So identify the goals of the creative spirit, but also now tell us, how does your venue help to explore those goals? How can you talk about those goals with your venue, right? You might consider 1 paragraph per goal. That may be the way you go about it. That might not be a bad way at all. So what is your goal? How does this particular venue, how does this particular event support that goal? Along the ways, in discussing your goals, if you like, or in a separate part of your paper, you then need to identify, somehow show that you're using at least 3 of the projects, 3 of the readings, 3 of the discussion boards that you have been participating in this semester in this class to support what you're saying. This is the research side of it. This is the comparative research side of it. This is the interdisciplinary research side of it. So, for example, you might say you want to look at, Justin, I think, is working on the Wichita Children's Theater. So, just as we see the Wichita community supporting theater for children, right? There are certain issues there that are creative, that are educational, that are meant to help children who are in some kind of need. But then you also have the ability to bring in how the city of Wichita really supports theater. We are a theater town, much as London in Shakespeare's time helped to develop and support theater. Wichita does as well. And you might be able to find some interesting combinations between, say, community theater, community-supported theater in Wichita, and the theater that was developing in Shakespeare's time. Now, you may think, oh, that's a stretch. No, not at all. What are some of the commonalities? Why does a city the size of London, the city the size of Wichita, want to support theater? It's not just we have nothing better to do, right? There are other things to do besides theater. So why theater? Even Monkey here is curious. Why theater? Sorry, let's see. So find ways, find your 3 goals, analyze your 3 goals, and then find at least 3 elements within the course that help you to elaborate, that help you to deepen your analysis, make your analysis comparative. You are not limited to just 3. I hope you'll find more inspiration than that. I would prefer that you not use just 3 discussion boards. It would be nice if you could come up with everything from an economic argument, a social argument, a historical argument. Yeah, that would be nice. So can we look at history, sociology, and can we look at education? Can we look at economic issues associated with the in-trust arena, as well as the musical and children's acts that come there, right? So try to think about a variety of elements that come into your venue. So again, please try to bring in more than one sort of project, more than one sort of experience from this class. Finally, you are going to include in your paper how you'll present your final project. What fashion will you do it? Will you do it in a paper? Will you do it in a PowerPoint presentation? Will you present your findings in a video? Will you craft a skit, a play? Will you write a poem? Will you sing a song? Will you do a photo essay? How will you get across the findings that you have for your final project? How will you put that together for an audience? There are lots of ways to do it. You are limited only by your own creativity. I personally like papers just because I like to write. I enjoy a good paper. I'm not that great at PowerPoint. I'm not that great at videos, as you have seen. So I That's my general approach. You guys are far more creative. You guys are far more engaged in any and all kinds of media. I'm excited to see what you come up with. So here we go. Just one more recap, and then I'll let you go. Your process paper is the big writing part of your final project. I want this to be well written, and I want it to address these following issues. What is your inspiration, and how does your topic seem to help us identify the community that supports it? What 3 goals of the creative spirit for the Newman Studies Program core course are you going to take a look at and analyze? What is your analysis? Do it. Get her done. Let's see what you think. This is the final version of your thinking, your presentation on your topic. What elements from class, what comparative elements can you bring in? Can you bring in Shakespeare? Can you bring in gladiators? Can you bring in the idea of arena sports, whether it's the New Orleans Superdome or the Intrust Arena or the Coliseum or the theater? What can you bring to it? What is the comparative analysis that you can offer from the various things we've looked at? Finally, what choices will you make in your final presentation? How will you present this to your colleagues? So we're looking at a 2 to 3 page typed double-spaced paper. Some of you will do more. That's basically, what, 750 words, maybe 1,000 words. Depends on how many words you get on a page. Don't do a lot of background. I want this all to be your own original work. Give us some good ideas here. Originally, this was due on Wednesday. I'd like to extend that deadline. Please get it in by the end of the week. Have your weekend free for once from this class. Please get it in by the end of the week, by Friday. You'll post it, please, at your group discussion board. So go to groups, go to the group discussion board. You will find there a location for your process paper. Please get it in there. Please take a look at what other people are doing. See if you can gain some inspiration from that. And that should be due by Friday. This is 60 points of a 200-point project, and it is due by Friday. Let me know if you have any questions. Please call me, or my extension at Newman is 2178. My email address you have. Please call me. Please email. Please come on by if you're on campus. Let me know what kind of problems or concerns you're having. My office hours are tomorrow between 9:30 and noon. That's Tuesday, and also Thursday between 9:30 and noon. I'm around, but things are getting really busy, as you know. We're wrapping up. I've purposely left you a couple of 3 weeks at the end of the semester where you don't have to do any new reading. Please find the time, take the time to pull all this information together. Have something to say. Looking forward to reading what you have. Take care.